I think Diego was on the game in in his first year in U19 Junior Pan Ams against Brazil, right? So Diego, go ahead.
So like I was telling you, I won the first game 21-5, and I was like so into the game, but I have wasted all my energy on the first game. So I was like so tired, and he actually like he beginning to start knowing about my strategy that was like just going forward, and if it games back, okay, is your point. So after I smash, it was pretty hard for him, but after I smash, he just keep trying, okay, lifting again,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I couldn't get that tap in the front.
Mm-hmm.
So he started doing that, and I wasn't that fast, like to recover and came. So that's why we were like, I remember we were like, it's the saying that we were like 23, 22 for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't change my grip before because we don't have towel grips,
Yeah.
and I was sweating a lot the hand, and my
Mm-hmm.
grip was like so messed up, and I am like
Hello, Diego.
yeah.
Sorry, you froze a little bit. Can you just say that last part again? You froze.
Uh,
Like
so
from the grip.
yeah, the grip. So I I remember my grip was so messed up that it
Mm-hmm.
like just slipped away. And after this tournament, I'll change my grip before my games. Unfortunately, I lost the second game's like 26-24, and then I lost the third game 21-17,
Mm.
and I was pretty bummed
Yeah.
bumped down because it was like my singles medal, first medal.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I could have won that tournament because that game he lost, he was that game after that he was playing Kalamanya the Suram,
Mm-hmm.
who
Oh,
won.
the US player Goku Kalyana Sundaram?
No, I don't know, his big brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Goku.
Goku, Goku,
Yeah,
Goku. Yeah.
yeah, Goku. So yeah, so I don't think my level with him was like so different. Maybe he was a little bit better than me, but it was in Peru, and maybe I could have won.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this other Brazilian guy that
Mm-hmm.
was Nelson, I think his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he was also really fast, but also wasn't that hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like pretty, but I still have doubles and mix,
Mm-hmm.
and I was playing doubles and mix against Brian Yang, this
Oh,
Canadian player that it was. Now he's so good, and I
yeah.
remember, but there still he was like not Brian Yang that is right now. Actually,
Yeah.
he before the tournament he asked for me for tips. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like so good,
Mm-hmm.
and he beat me all games, 3 sets, 21-19 third set. So I lost all quarterfinals in 3 sets
Mm-hmm.
with just a little bit to win. It was a pretty harsh time for me. I remember I
Mm-hmm.
was so down. I have never been that bombed down at
Mm-hmm.
all my badminton career. And
Mm-hmm.
my coach there, Jose Antonio Crespo, sent me. He had never done this, I think. He posted a Facebook publication about me that sometimes you lose,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you get like so smashed down to the floor. But
Mm-hmm.
the important thing to do is always stand up again and go towards your goals. So
Mm-hmm.
don't stop, even if you think you're that, if you think you're end, no, you still could go more. Like if you lost this time, you won next time, but learn from your mistakes. And I remember that because everyone told me about it. Like he has never done that before.
Mm-hmm.
All of his previous player like type me like, come on, you can do it,
Yeah.
like stand up again. And I did. And in that same year, I beat that Brazilian guy that
Mm-hmm.
beat me in singles 21-12, 21-11.
Mm.
Easy,
Yeah.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
But because I changed my game and I started seeing like mm, seeing like my method of playing wasn't good enough,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to go again in that. I didn't want to go through that again, so I started paying more attention to my coach and saying, okay, how can I change?
Mm-hmm.
And now, I think now I'm not like this fast ball that goes smash and go forward. No, now
Yeah.
I think a lot about playing. I start the game by analyzing the opponent, seeing what he's good at and what he's not that good at, and
Yeah.
I try to play not always for me but also against my opponent. So every person is different.
Mm-hmm.
Every person have different style.
Yeah.
You just not win by knowing how by doing your best.
Mm-hmm.
You win also by knowing your opponent and play against his best.
Yeah.
So I remember this thing you told me. This Malaysian coach told me you always have to know four things. What are you good at? So you can potence that. You can do
Mm-hmm.
it better. What are you bad at? So you can do it better now. So you
Mm-hmm.
can practice more and do it better on trainings.
Mm-hmm.
What are your opponents good at? So you
Mm-hmm.
don't throw it there. And what are your opponents bad at? So
Mm-hmm.
you can put the shuttle there
Mm-hmm.
and try to analyze the game. So now
Yeah.
I'm more a tactical kind of guy and more
Yeah.
speed. Now you put me play singles, like so with a speed guy. I know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know what to do. And even though I don't play, I stopped playing singles for a while, but now
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking over again.
Yeah.
I cannot run like before. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot do like 21-5, like smash and go forward, smash and go forward. I don't do
Mm-hmm.
that. But now I think I'm better because maybe I don't win 21-5, but
Mm-hmm.
now I win 21-10, 21-11. But
Mm-hmm.
the next one I win for sure.
Yeah. Save your energy, right?
Yeah.
I think one line that stuck out to me when you were talking was like, it's not like after you got, hit very hard with the junior Pan Ams that you played, you were very down, right? But everyone was telling you to step back up, right? And that reminded me of this line, from Rocky, very famous line. It was like, it's not about how hard you can hit, but it's about how hard you can get hit and get back up. Right. And that applies to everything, right? In badminton in life, it doesn't matter what it is. And you definitely proved that. But I do want to remind everybody how insanely like the amount of pressure that was on Diego that year, because for a Peruvian to make all three events into the quarterfinals for U19, that was extremely, extremely good. Like that's like next level, right? For Peru. And like everybody was, as he said, everyone's eyes was on him to win a medal, right? Because it's extremely tough for especially against competitions from the US and Canada, and it's hard to break through from that, right? And Diego was like their shining star to go through that. So it was a lot of pressure on Diego. Every single one of those games was a lot of pressure on him. So I do want to point that out because it does play a factor into it, right? And everybody has those days where you just, it like it pushes you back, but like I think it's those days that makes us better, like you said, and then you win afterwards, right? So every player needs to have those days in order to get better, right? and
Yeah.
and
I
you definitely
actually
came out.
yeah, actually I think um in life, in everything, you need those like losses to then when you win you can appreciate it more
Mm-hmm.
actually. Anything you do, when you get a job you can get like refused like 3 times, but when you get that job you want,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to make your life different. It's going to appreciate it more than you ever had,
Mm-hmm.
everything
Definitely.
you do. So it's like you said, it's not important if you can, if you win. Obviously, it's pretty good for you, but when you lost that game that you really wanted, it's not that important. It's not about you like, okay, I'm done here. I did my everything, and
Mm-hmm.
now this is my stopping point. No, you have to pass that barrier
Mm-hmm.
and and stand up and still go forward. If there's like a wall stopping you, then push the wall. Don't
Yep.
stop there.
Yep. That's right. That's right. That's a really good point, especially for every young player that's watching, And but after uh I was actually gonna ask about the Denmark at this point, but you actually answered that already. Um but in 2018, you were playing the South American Games, which happens every 4 years, just like the Olympics. So it's a big tournament, guys. Yeah, it's a big tournament, and you made it to the semifinals for doubles. But however, after you made it to semifinals, you received the news that unfortunately your grandfather passed away, right? Like at that moment, and of course, rest in peace to your grandfather. And how did you feel when you heard the news, and what did you decide to do?
Well, it was a pretty hard time for me. I remember everything when I was there. My devil's brother was Bruno Barreto. He wanted to win the medal. He kept pushing me like to stay, but I actually have no idea what to do. I was so close with my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like I hate myself now because I didn't he doesn't live near me. It's not an excuse, but I didn't like go see him every day. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
you live with your grandfather, your
Yeah.
grandmother, you see them every day, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I just get like, okay, my mother wants to go, okay, I go with her, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like something I wanted to do. I wanted more to be my friend. So I didn't like appreciate that time when I was with him, but every time I went, I was the only one that could make him laugh
Mm-hmm.
because his memory wasn't that good at the end of it. So he didn't remember. He didn't even. Sometimes he didn't even remember me. He didn't knew who I was. But
Yeah.
still, I could have make him laugh. So
Mm-hmm.
when I received the news, I remember my mother at first wanted me to stay
Mm-hmm.
because wanted me to go because she loved my grandfather, his dad. He knew how important I was for him and he was for me,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody from the family convinced her and then convinced me, and I was ready to go. Actually, I told my coaches I was going because my
Mm-hmm.
mother asked me to.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally they talked to the coaches
Mm-hmm.
and they talk to me and they say, okay, stay, like don't worry about it, stay and finish and go and don't let you this stop, like let you encourage,
Yeah.
like from what you have done.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, i was I was playing Chile and we
Yeah.
won in 2 sets.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like pretty when you're like pretty happy, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time you're like so sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't like celebrate, but I
Mm-hmm.
was like so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there's a villa, so you can go. I didn't like that day. I just stay at my door and
Yeah.
was again thinking, should I go or should I stay?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to do. I just know that if I stay,
Yeah.
I have to dedicate the victory to him.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, I didn't won. I didn't won the medal, the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost in 2 sets against Igor Coelho
Mm-hmm.
and Arthur Pomoceno from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
21-18, 21-18. I think it was a pretty tough game. Of course, they didn't knew,
Mm-hmm.
but after that, I went straight to with my parents and I put the medals, the one in the team event and one in the doubles.
Mm-hmm.
I put them in a frame that was his photo and put
Mm-hmm.
it there. So it's still there, the medals with his portrait.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
that
can dedicate my medals to them. So it was
yeah.
pretty harsh that year because I did. For me, the most important is my family. For me, my family and my friends are the most important things.
Mm-hmm.
What makes me happy, what makes me laugh, also
Mm-hmm.
badminton. But there was like I have to choose between the two things I really want to do. I really
Mm-hmm.
love. But of course, I knew my family is first. I have to go be there for them. But also I have to like them. I have to play for my country, for my family, and
Mm-hmm.
I was not playing singles. I was playing doubles with a
Mm-hmm.
partner.
Yeah.
Of course they will understand, but it was not the same. But I was like I didn't know what to do
Mm-hmm.
until my parents asked me to stay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think these kind of events, they happen very unexpectedly, right? And I actually can relate. I mean, obviously Coach Lei was she won world championships twice, and in one of the tournaments she played, in one of the opens, like I forgot which one, but her grandfather passed away. So my great grandpa passed away um during the tournament, but our family decided not to tell her about it until after she came back. But she did have a dream about it in the middle of the tournament, and she was a little confused why she would have that kind of dream. But she found out after the tournament, and she was, of course, devastated because she was very close with her grandpa, as you were, right, with yours. And so yeah, these kind of things happen very unexpectedly, but it's something that we do. Everyone has to go through, and I do. It is a bad moment to be in, definitely. And but let's talk about like the national team a little bit. Not every country obviously has a national team. Like the US has like a team USA, national team, but it's not like we train together, right? It's just we put a bunch of good players together and we call that a national team. But what is like training like in a Peru national team?
Oh, it's of course it's good, because I think there's pros and cons from the national team
Mm-hmm.
because you have to be for you have a lot of players, you have to be the best on your team, but you
Mm-hmm.
still not be the best of US, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So here's like okay, you get to train with everybody with the best all the time, but from your country you don't
Mm-hmm.
have that change,
Mm-hmm.
so the best players play with the best players,
Mm-hmm.
but they sometimes you don't get for example the lower players don't get to play with the best players,
Mm-hmm.
so they cannot improve, and the
Yeah.
best players still like play with these the best players, so they also don't improve because they're still like playing with the same players.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like really cool because we're pretty tied together. We're a team. We're not just a
Mm-hmm.
group. We're a team. Like we
Yeah.
know a lot from each other. Like a lot of my best friends are from the national team.
Yeah.
And we get pretty close. We know about each other. When we go
Mm-hmm.
out with each other.
Yeah.
When we like every time we like cheer for the other, we cheer like from the heart. Like we
Mm-hmm.
actually like do a mass. I
Yeah.
remember sometimes we bring like these these
Yeah. Yeah.
drums
Uh-huh.
when people play, so we can like chant.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if we don't have drums, we bring like we see like a little a trash can,
Yeah.
and we go with the hands, we
Yeah.
dance because we're pretty bond, like we have like that
Yeah.
facility, like it doesn't like sometimes you can like okay he's doing a show you get
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed, it's not like that
Yeah.
because you're like cheering for something that is pretty special to you, so that's the pros I think,
Yeah.
like you are pretty tied together, we're a family actually, like because we
Yeah.
train together.
Yeah. I completely agree. That's a really good point you point out where like because you guys are together so much, like the whole entire Peru national team are always together, training together, go through everything together, right? So you guys are extremely close and you want the best for every single one of your like each other, right? And that's very different from USA, right? Because obviously I've been on Team USA like 8 times, right? And like I can tell from my personal experience that everybody doesn't cheer for you in the US team, because the US team is every good player picked from, some like whoever wins, right? They pick it out of you, they put you in the team, right? So not everyone in there is going to cheer for you. Okay. There's probably going to be like a couple people, unless it's like a super big like game that is like going to matter a lot. Then the team might like more people will show up. But even then, not everyone's going to cheer for you because they don't want, sometimes people just don't want what's best for you because they want to be better, right? Because they're from a different club. They're not like really close to you, right? You're their opponent in their eyes, even though you're on the same team. But because you don't have that bond or anything like that, it's literally just individuals, especially for individuals. I'm talking about for individuals. For team event, definitely the whole team is cheering, right? Because it's team event. But for individuals, like sometimes I remember there was one game that Ricky played against like first round against like Guatemala, I think. Yeah, Guatemala. So this kid was so good. This Guatemalan kid, he was like not very tall, but he was so good, right? And Ricky was having a tough time. And I remember that like there was a lot of Team USA players there, right? There were a lot of Team USA players in the stands, and I was there too. Nobody said a word. Nobody cheered. Nobody gave a crap about what was happening. Only I cheer for Ricky because I'm his brother, right? And I care about him like that because we have that bond, right? That just shows how nobody cares because it is individuals. You just put a bunch of people together, nobody cares, right? Unlike the Peru national team where each player, whoever goes on, you're going to cheer for him because that's your brother, that's your sister right there, right? And I think that's very important and something, the U.S. team needs to work towards, right? Getting that togetherness and working together and stuff like that. But I was curious, like for the Peru national team, do you guys get paid for like the older players?
Yeah, actually, when you're young, also. Well, I don't know if they still do it, but when I was young, when you win a medal in any tournament,
Mm-hmm.
you get paid for that medal. Uh,
Mm,
so from a young age, I have been winning. At first, I started with 500 soles. That is
mm-hmm.
like $150.
Mm-hmm.
If I win like any medal at all, it can be gold, silver, or bronze.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have a bigger fee,
Mm-hmm.
a bigger paid. It's not a fee because I don't ask for it, but they
Mm-hmm.
just give it to me because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you're spending this time, you're not putting this time or your education
Mm-hmm.
because you're getting behind. You don't get I don't get, for example, all my friends from school
Mm-hmm.
are working, but I'm not. But I still make more money than them because it's
Yeah.
like I have put a lot of effort and dedication and time on on my game,
Mm-hmm.
and then also a lot of money because I
Mm-hmm.
went to different countries and the badminton stuff or equipment is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the way of saying, okay, thank you for your hard work. We're
Mm-hmm.
giving you this as a compensation.
Mm-hmm.
So really, I don't actually take it as a job. That's why I didn't say. That's why I said I don't have a job because it's
Mm-hmm.
not a job for me because it's more like, okay, I'm doing something that I love and just get paid because they like what I'm doing and they want me to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. That's a really
So
good point. Like their appreciation for you. Appreciation for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we get paid. Between the years, I have my paid have gone bigger than lower. Depends on the
Mm-hmm.
tournament. Sometimes depends on the tournament you.
Mm-hmm.
Now it depends on the tournament you play.
Yeah.
Before it was like if you win Pan Ams or South or
Mm-hmm.
an Open is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not. Now it's not South. Like if you win Pan Ams, is more than South. If you
Mm-hmm.
win Pan Am games, it's a lot more. If you win
Mm-hmm.
South games, it's more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can you give us like an
it's
idea right now? Like if you won Junior Pan Ams right now, gold medal in Junior Pan Ams, what would that be?
well, when I was in junior, it was like I told you like well, and under 19 I already won like maybe $300.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
That's
but
nice.
it was each month.
Oh, each month.
Yeah,
So it's like a monthly sort of thing coming in.
monthly.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, you might not know the answer to this question, but do you know where the money is coming from to pay you guys? Because obviously you don't make money when you win, like when you get a gold medal. It's not like you get money from Junior Pan Ams or anything like that. So is the money coming from to be able to pay you guys, or not pay you guys, but give you guys that money?
Government. The
Uh,
government is the one that pays. Yeah,
I
from
see.
taxes, from everything. Yeah,
Uh,
so sports can grow because, but still, like if you want to dedicate a
mhm.
full, $300 are not enough. Like you
Yeah.
cannot live. I don't think you can live in USA for $300,
You
right?
can't. You can't. No way.
You can no.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
way.
okay. For here now, you maybe you can, but if you live at Videna, that is a center,
Hmm.
you can if
Hmm.
because they give you everything,
Hmm.
a food and everything, but it's not like you have stuff. You just live
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
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 So, but yeah, the government gives are the
That
one that give
that
us.
that yeah, I actually didn't think about that. But do you think like the Peru national team is a good system, or do you think training in separate clubs is better?
I think it has its pros and cons. Like I told you, like it's
Hmm.
pretty good because we are like I told you we're a family, but you like people and especially younger players like get stuck, you
Hmm.
know, because it's like okay, I play with you every day, so
Hmm.
you're my goal. But because I play with you every day, I can get to that goal in a short period of time.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
they okay, we are the best, so they don't effort that
Hmm.
much.
Yeah.
Because if you're in separate places, you don't know how he's training. You don't know
Yeah.
how much effort he put in his train. You
Hmm.
have to think about it yourself.
Hmm.
So you know that he's better than you, but you don't know if he's getting better every day or he's stuck. You
Yeah.
just have to like be think about yourself.
Hmm.
So I think if there will be clubs, also there will be this like in Denmark, like you have to get better by yourself or get pushed by your coach,
Hmm.
but you don't think about the other. You just think about yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a really good point. I think I totally agree with that. And I think, because I've been to China to train with the province team before, and because they have to move up, right? Because there's another level above them, like people work harder. But in other cases where if you're only in the national team, sometimes you don't work anymore, right? Unless you have that mentality that I want to be the greatest, right? Only the people with that high mentality can go forward in that case. But I totally agree. I'm also curious about how the government supports badminton in Peru, because obviously in the U.S. government doesn't do anything, right? Doesn't support us, like we don't get paid, right? So I'm curious. Besides getting paid, right? How does Peru support badminton?
Well, like I tell you, before it was just you get paid.
Hmm.
Now it's getting better. Like we have like the president is making pretty good stuff.
Hmm.
Like he's expanding badminton and everything, but also we get these new facilities. Now we don't play in. Before it was regattas, but
Hmm.
regattas is a club. It's not national team center.
Yeah.
Like there's also like people that wants to play that cannot play because it's national team time, but
Hmm.
it's not supposed to do because that's a club
Hmm.
for older members, really, actually.
Hmm.
So now we have a space. We have like 8 courts. We
Mm-hmm.
have equipment, gym equipment. We have psychological stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have nutrition stuff. We have uh, um, how do you say, physical stuff. We
Mm-hmm.
have everything, and we have lockers so we can put our stuff there. We don't have to bring every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're making the best of it. I
Yep.
still think that in some places,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not in the US, but they, because you cannot. It's pretty difficult to live from sports
Mm-hmm.
because we're not in US. You can live more because there you have gold medalists,
Mm-hmm.
like you have the best of the best. We don't have that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you can train with the best if you like get in the program, if you get your effort so good. We have to like we don't get that. Like that's why I think the federal government pays,
Mm-hmm.
so they pay you so you can go out and get that for yourself, you know.
Mm. So like Peru will pay for all the trips, right, to tournaments as well.
Not all that, just the ones that they have the money for. If you want to go
Uh.
more, so you have to pay for yourself. For example, if you want to train,
Uh-huh.
they will not pay you to train other place that is not Peru.
Ah, that makes sense. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so because they want to get credit for, but still they also pay you so you can go, you know.
Yep. Yep. I
But they
understand.
will not pay you for that. So it's like, okay, you want they pay you for, you can buy your rackets, you can buy your equipment, but they
Mm-hmm.
also, the main reason is like to go and to practice and to be the best. So it's like an incentive. You want more
Mm.
money, you have to become better.
Yep.
But because Peruvian the Peruvian team is like not, we don't have the best of the people. We
Mm-hmm.
have to get paid so we can go out. It's not like,
Yep.
okay, I don't have a lot of money. I want to live from badminton, but because I don't have the money, even if I'm the best, if they
Yep.
don't give us money, I cannot train with the best. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
because we there in other countries we need to get money for we can go outside and play with better players.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's good. That's good. That makes sense too, because why would they pay for something when they're not doing it, right? And they
Yeah.
do. Of course, the country doesn't want to take credit for it. That makes sense. That makes sense. But what is your goal now? Now that quarantine's here, what is your goal?
Oh, I want to get to Paris Olympics 2000. Well, I don't know if it's going to be 2024 or
Mhm.
2025. I
Uh-huh.
actually don't know, but I want to get to Olympics. I still don't know in what, if it's singles, double, or mix.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to try for Olympics because
Nice.
now I'm playing doubles and mix. I think I'm pretty good at it. I
Mm-hmm.
almost win Pan Am games. I went 3 sets against Howard Chu and Paulo Banana
Mm-hmm.
for in quarterfinals
Mm-hmm.
in Pan Am games. I think I could have won, but it was their victory. So I think I was pretty good at mix. But now my mixed partner, I think, is going to retire after these Olympic Games.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying right now, Danica Nishimura with Daniel
Yeah.
Macias. So I have to like. That's why I still don't know if it's going to be in doubles with my doubles partner or in
Mm-hmm.
singles by myself or mixed with a new partner.
Okay. Nice. That's a good goal, man. That's a good goal. I can't wait to see you in the Olympics. I'll be watching you, that's for sure. And I don't know, like, because I know your parents very well, right? Or I've known them for a long time, and they're amazing people, very kind people. And what did your parents think when you told them you wanted to play in the Olympics instead of like going to college?
Well, they're not like super happy about that because my actually I feel my parents want me to get more in focus with college because they don't
Mhm.
know, they know this is not going to be my future
Yeah.
because I cannot live from for badminton. You
Yeah.
know, even if I go to Olympics, it's just that you go to Olympics. Okay, you went to Olympics,
Hmm.
but it's not like okay, because you went to Olympics, I'm going to support you more so you can maybe win Olympics. No,
Yeah.
it's not like that. You went to Olympics, okay, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so they're not like super happy. Of course, they will support what decision I made,
Mm-hmm.
but my dad especially, he was like first place in his university. His my both parents are doctors, so they are
Oh.
pretty like study. They study all their lives. They
Mm-hmm.
have dedicated for their careers every time. But
Yeah.
my friend also was a teacher, so he values education a lot. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
he's not like a lot happy about it, but he
Mm-hmm.
always will support like what makes me happy, and I'm glad about it.
Yeah. Nice. I think that's like pretty common among parents because obviously school is very important. No matter like, who you have as, a mom and dad, it's always important for every parent. It's school's extremely important for your future. And for a sport like badminton, obviously right now, at least for Peru, they pay you a little bit, but it's not sustainable. It's not going to give you a good life, like you said, right? So it is, I think, a lot of players think about that when they go that route to the Olympics, when they want to go to the Olympics, right? And what do you plan to like do to pursue your goal to play in the Olympics? What do you plan to like? How do you plan to train?
Well, actually, these years I'm going to finish university because I want to center all my focus on training when for the Olympics qualification.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have one year and a half to go for finish university. If I
Yeah.
can go faster, I will do it in 1 year, but
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, my goal is to finish as soon as I can university,
Mm-hmm.
and then focus, go out, not stay here, go
Mm-hmm.
out and train for as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
In I don't know if it's singles. If singles, I go alone. If it's doubles
Yeah.
or mix, I have to go with my partners and convince him to go with me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my plan is to finish as soon as I can university and then go training full headed to Olympics, full headed only in badminton, focus only in badminton. How can I
Mm-hmm.
get better? So I have to make a plan where to go, how much time to go in that place, or if I want to go to different places. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I can go to Denmark, then go to another country, and then so I can like find which countries are best, because if it's 2025, if I finish in 1 year, I
Mm-hmm.
still have 3 more to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's 2024, if I finish in 1 year, I have 2 more to go. So I have the time to still think about it. So
For sure.
this time when I'm in the finish university, I have to know for sure what I'm going to play and
Mm-hmm.
put my all my focus in it.
That's a good plan, man. That's a good plan. I completely agree. I think because like after you finish the university, you can put everything away, just focus, right? And that's very important because when you play professionally, you do need that kind of dedication to that, right? And that's great. But now we're into the last question, just a fun question, right? Everybody gets a fun question here. Which player in the world gave you the hardest time in badminton?
Like which is my best
Toughest opponent,
rival?
or yeah, rival, something like that.
Uh, my rival. Uh, I well, maybe now actually
Mm-hmm.
is Daniel. So Latore. He's the one
Oh,
I
okay.
want. I have to be first in singles because right now I'm the best in doubles
Mm-hmm.
and technically the best in mix because
Mm-hmm.
he's also a good player in mix with her sister.
Yeah,
But I'm not the best in singles, so I want to be the best in everything
I
I
see.
play.
I
So
see.
right now he's the one I have to beat, but I don't see as much as rivals. I see as much as I have to beat like as all the players.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I have to beat like as much as whoever comes in my way. I have to beat that guy. I don't have too many rivals because normally I don't lose like, okay, sometimes I every time lose against him. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like that for me. If
Yeah.
I'm playing something, I sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, or if
Mm-hmm.
it's like a whole new level, it's not like, okay, if I'm playing against, I don't know, Lindan, he's not going to be my rival. He's
Mm-hmm.
just this guy that is has a lot more level,
Yep.
but I'm going to like try to do my best to play against him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for now, this is now the guy I have to be the best in singles. In
Mm-hmm.
doubles, I will say Canada, Neil and
Jason Hoshu.
Jason Hoshir.
Hoshu.
Those are the guys to beat in doubles.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like my level is close to them, but
Mm-hmm.
those are the guys that I have to be the
I see.
best in
I see.
America. Right now, they are my goal. And in
Nice.
mix, Joshua and Josephine, I think they are the best right now. So
Mm-hmm.
those are my goals right now.
I see. Nice. It's always nice to have a goal to work towards, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Now let's get into the viewers' questions. Viewers' questions. So the first question is, what's badminton like in Peru?
I love badminton. It's pretty hard because you have a lot of you don't have a lot of competition
Mm-hmm.
here in Peru because like I told you, it's center, but you get a lot of like you get a new family, and but you have to work for yourself because here people are not like, okay, I want to be Olympic player. Here's like, okay, I want to be. Here's like first you think I want to be Pan
Mm-hmm.
Am player. So I want to be a player from Pan Am. So it's pretty easy like to not care that much because
Mm-hmm.
you're close to Pan Am's. It's easier to get a medal in Pan Am's that qualify to the Olympics or win a medal in the Olympics because
Mm-hmm.
it's so not everybody put the same effort as you in the training.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty hard because you have to work more for yourself
Mm-hmm.
than you work in trainings.
Nice. I completely agree. I think because it's very different from the U.S. in that sense. But next question: how does the Peruvian team work to qualify for the Pan Am or any event?
Okay, so we have this. It's not a league, but it's like a circuit.
Mm-hmm.
So we have different we have different places we have to play. Like I told you, we're trying to expand it. So now it's not just in Lima. Before it was like from the we have 3 tournaments all in Lima, and between that you get your places. So the
Mm-hmm.
four best goes. Now
Mm-hmm.
you have like 8 events, like
Mm-hmm.
like four in the first year and four in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to travel to different departments to play
Mm-hmm.
these tournaments, and you have to. Sometimes people don't go because of money, but that's you have to invest on it
Mm-hmm.
to go to the Panam. So that's how they measure how much you want to go. You want
Mm-hmm.
to go. You have some people have to sell some things to
Mm-hmm.
go. Like I remember these guys tried to make like a raffle. You know what's a
Mm-hmm.
raffle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they sell chicken, so
Mm-hmm.
they can go to the department, so they can
Mm-hmm.
play to just to qualify to Panams.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like a circuit. You have to play different games, and then you get qualified.
Nice. That's a good answer. I like that story that you told about, the guy who had to sell things in order to make Pan Ams, and I think it only like sometimes in that environment it creates more like people who can succeed, right? Because they have that mentality. But yeah, next question. Who's your hardest opponent in Peru? I think you answered this already, but you can just briefly just say, like the same people basically.
Yeah. So Daniel Latorre, he's the guy I have to beat because actually I think about him is like, okay, Peruvian men's is me, Jose, like the best is me,
Mm-hmm.
Jose, and Daniel. But actually now more I think it's me and Daniel. So sometimes I win, sometimes he win. Like This year he won in mix and I won in doubles. Last year was the opposite. I lost in doubles and I won in mix. But every time where I'm gold, he's gold, I'm silver. So it's always between us the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty good friends. We go out sometimes, we hang out,
Mm-hmm.
we tell, okay, let's go out with these girls. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but we're pretty tight, but we're also rivals. We're
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
enemies in the court, but we also want what is best for each other. So if I'm telling
Yeah.
him, hey, I'm playing against him. Hey, do you have water you can give me? He will give it to me, or I will give it to you because we're also friends.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really good. Next question. Do you ever get tired of training?
Yeah,
I
of
think that's the
course.
same for
I
everyone.
think yeah, I think it's like, okay, you have good days, you have bad days,
Hmm.
but sometimes like you have the day that you're like not exhausted about training, but exhausted about what is surrounded by training. Like you have university, you have school, like you're like you have a lot of things to do, and then you
Hmm.
have to train, and you don't have a good day on training because the coach yell at you, or you have a
Hmm.
fight, or maybe you don't get well, you lost against this opponent. I want to be in my room. I want to be laying down. I want to sleep. I don't want to be here. Everyone has those days, but
Hmm.
I actually like the best right now more. Right now more because it's the only thing I can do.
Hmm.
But normally I love going to train. I love
Hmm.
training because it's the best. Is when I go to see my friends every day at school,
Hmm.
is like when I go and do the things I want to do to get my
Hmm.
goals.
Hmm.
So yeah, I actually like sometimes everyone I think is like don't want to go train, get exhausted, but
Hmm.
I know like it makes me happy.
Hmm. Nice. That's a good answer because everybody gets tired of training, at one point because it's
Yeah.
you do it for. And but that is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Before we get off, I just want to remind everyone, please click the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed it. Show that love for the channel. And of course, if you're interested in the online physical training class that is open to everyone, even in Peru. So if you're watching this from Peru, you can definitely sign up as well. It will be coached by me and Coach Lei. You can DM me in my Instagram down below or my email in my email. I'll put it in the description down below. So yeah, definitely go do that. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you, Diego, for coming in one more time. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys. All right. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks. Bye.
Mhm.